This is a user guided show. We are going to literally try to do 15 cameras in a YoloBox, and I need your help to do it. I'm going to replace that with my overhead. And this is the subject for today's show. This is the Ultra. I have my little feet, and if you go back and you can watch my cages, the cage match for the YoloBox Ultra, these are the little kickstands for the cell phones that are super cheap. And that's what I'm using today, just to give me a little bit of a tilt in here. And it's working out good. Is it possible to use PTZ cameras on the YoloBox? And how to control these? The easiest way. You can use anything that's got an HDMI out. I do have a PTZ camera right over there. Ozbot is going to be one of today's guest appearances. And that is going to come over through NDI. However, the YoloBox does not yet, maybe someday in the future, have the ability to control an NDI PTZ camera from the YoloBox itself. I will say now that I think it's designed so that you can have 4 HDMI and maybe a USB, or you can have an HDMI and remote guests, or you can connect a couple NDIs. But I don't think it's really designed because, remember, it's an Android tablet. It's not a i9 desktop computer with 300 watts of power coursing through it and an NVIDIA GPU. No, it's not any of that. So I don't think it will be able to do 4 wired HDMIs and 3 wired USB cameras and 5 remote guests and 3 NDI sources all at the same time, reliably, full frame. And I will also specify that I am doing 1080p 30. I'm not doing 60 because I'm not doing sports, I'm just talking. And I'm not doing 4K because I don't think 4K streaming, people watching it, like if you were watching me in 4K, it would be the same exact information as if it is 1080. There's no benefit to 4K for the vast majority of streamed content, so I'm not going to go there. I'm not doing 720p. That would be easier. That would be less bits, but I'm actually going to do 1080p 30. That's going to be the hurdle for today. You left out 8 cameras, 2 times cropped inputs of each of the 4 inputs. I'm not going to do that. That's a whole separate cropping thing. It's not an actual physical input. I'm looking at physical inputs today. So yes, you are correct. The YoloBoxes have the ability to do virtual inputs by taking a camera and then doing a crop. So I can have a wide shot of me and then a crop shot of me. Technically the same thing the Ozbot is doing. It's capturing a 4K thing and then it's giving you a crop. But I'm not going to be doing virtual inputs just because I think at that point it's the same thing as something you already have. It's just a cropped version of it. So it's not a different camera input. Does the NDI camera connected over Ethernet or Wi-Fi? For reliability today, the Ozbot is connected over Ethernet. Everything is wired. The Ultra is wired. The Ozbot is wired. How do you mix the audio with all the cameras? Well, I don't want the audio from all the cameras. I just want to mix cameras. It's like, if you've ever watched a sporting game on TV, like soccer or football or something, they switch between 20 different cameras, but they're only using 1 feed of audio coming from an audio mixer who has the announcers and some of the sound from the field. That's 3 sources. 20 cameras, 3 microphones. So what I have here is, you can see I have 2 camera inputs on the top. I have my main camera, which is the same camera you see right here. It's just I have it going through a distribution amplifier so I can bring it into multiple devices at the same time. And then over here, I have my overhead camera. So this overhead camera you see in this view is coming in from here. I have a switcher off to the side that gives me that as well. It splits that out as well. What we're going to do is we're going to add a 3rd input. And this is a little camera right over here. Right there. Wait for it. There it is. There it is. Right there. Let's cut to it. There it is. Yay. Okay, that's right there. So I've got 3 HDMI cameras, and I've got a video playback happening right here. So we're going to plug that in too. There we go. 1, 2, 3, and you see it now. Once you start getting more inputs, it changes the orientation. It changes the layout here. So instead of 2 across, I've got 3 across, and it's where there it is. Okay, so this, as you can see right here, is another YoloBox Pro that I have playing out video, and I'm going to set that to full frame. One of the key things is I wanted to have video playing. I want to have movement on all these things, so that if I come over here and I say 3 views and I want this, this, and this done, and I bring that up, you can see all 3 are moving. That's pretty good. We're keeping the frame rate done. I bring that up. Come on, bring it up. There you go. And I will take the Ultra out. Do I have that as a feed? I should have that as a feed right here. That is the Ultra out. So this you can see is the Ultra screen, and I can come into my settings and take my video out, turn that to program out. So now everything you see to the right-hand side of the screen is the Ultra out, and that frame rate is looking pretty good. We're going to exit out of that. Now let's go back to the overhead. I've got 4 inputs. That's pretty easy, right? Let's add a USB camera, because this thing has got 3 USB inputs. Now, as we've always been told, the USB input, which is this one, I have a camera that I had set up for the in-stream, so it's vertical. The USB inputs take extra CPU time because the HDMIs are coming into HDMI chips, processors, and stuff like that. They don't have to be decoded. The USB comes in as data that has to then be reconverted into a video stream. So that's what's happening there. And then I have another one coming through. I have a cam link. So I have a USB camera directly, and then I have a cam link with, wait for it, you see USB 1 here, USB 2. Actually, you know what I'll do? Let me give you the actual screen so you can see this a little bit more clearly. There we go. So USB 2 is down there, and that is right here. That is an iPhone with an HDMI output running the Blackmagic camera app. I left the app interface up there just so you can, understand what that is. It's just not another camera. It's, which lens am I using? I'm using that lens, not that lens. So that is that input over there. And so right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cameras, and we're pretty good. We're running pretty stable. Now let's go back over here to the multi-view. Yeah, that's doing pretty good. Then I will add yet another USB input. Let's go overhead. And what I have is another converter here, and it's going to come in. I created this little right angle thing because it sticks out. And I'm going to plug that into the USB-C input on the bottom. There are 2 USB-C inputs. One is for power. So I have this thing plugged in the power all the time because it's going to be drawing a lot of power. I expect the fans to be like kicking in super strong at any time. And you can see down here, I've got my USB 1, hello, my USB 2, hello, and USB-C, which is coming from another video playback device. And so we have 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 physical wired cameras into the YoloBox Ultra. Let's do another 3 views with this, this, and this. Done. Don't care really. And we'll put that up, and we'll see that the video from my 3 USBs is actually doing pretty good, especially if I can get my hand lined up to both the USB cameras. I should have aimed this a little better. There we go. So yeah, that's working too. Hey, I wanted to thank you all for being here for original, genuine streaming information, testing, and reviews. My name is Anthony Barocas of Stream Tech. Please subscribe to the channel so we can grow this audience for producing real content for you. Real world experiences and feedback where I tell you what doesn't work too. No AI is going to actually test and use these tools to find out what doesn't work. So the only way to combat all the crap AI generated videos that regurgitate the same press release information is to subscribe and share real, genuine, experienced streaming content like this. The main location for our live streaming content is Stream Technology with a K on YouTube. Here, you'll find all of our live shows, our conversations, and all of our fantastic tutorials and tech videos for you to watch anytime you want. I also have a Stream Technology Facebook page you can subscribe to as well for more information and so you can discuss the shows and videos with other fans. If you're looking for specific assistance with a setup or integration, or for consulting, you can go to stream4.us. That's Stream for Us, and you can reach out to me directly right there. I provide live streaming services and consulting to anyone who needs it. I also write for Streaming Media Magazine, which you can find at streamingmedia.com. There you can click on Producer and see a wealth of content for streaming producers like you and me. They also have a free weekly email newsletter that brings useful information right to your email inbox. But right now, the best thing you can do to help me out is to subscribe and take the video that you like, that you find helpful, and share it on your social media so it might be seen by people who aren't connected to me. That would help me out so much. And you can actually do that while watching this video. Try it. Stress test, nice. Absolutely, that is what today is. And like I said at the beginning, I don't think I'm going to be able to get all 15 cameras into this, but we're going to give it a try. We're going to see what the breaking point is. What is the delay difference between HDMI and webcam UVC? If you had an interview set up 3-4 cams, would the audio lip sync be out if using the two together? Let's test it. This is the perfect example of let's do that. And I'm going to give you the Ultra thing. We are going to do a side-by-side with my main camera and the well, it kind of depends on the USB camera too. Split view. That's it. This one and this one done. And then here you go. This is my USB camera and my main camera. That's really close. That's almost imperceptible between my main camera coming in via HDMI directly. Yes, there's a splitter, but it's still real time. And the USB camera right above it coming in via UVC. Now, what about a converter? Let us do another split view with this one and the iPhone. There you could definitely see a difference. The iPhone is having a greater delay because the iPhone has to process it and spit it out. And then, of course, it's also going through the cam link. So there you go. That is a big delay. And yeah, you're definitely going to have lip sync with that. But you can use the delayed cameras for other shots, the audience shots, far shots of the stage, the wide shots and things like that, and then go to the close-ups where you can actually see people's lips moving with the good cameras. But yeah, this is the magic of a live show where you get to ask the questions live. All right, so here you can see it's still running. I let it run and it is still, let's go to this one. My main cameras are still looking good, you know, with the graphics playing, and you can see down the bottom there, HDMI 2 is still running. And if I come up here to my 3 view for the USBs, these are my 3 USBs, you can see the timing difference between the cam link and the direct USB camera. I don't have a way to test the playback of the soccer game. All right, what else could we add? How about NDI? Boom, boom, boom. NDI. Oh, I forgot SRT. We should count that. 16. All right, so here you can see I have my tail air over there on the right, and I also have vMix playing a bunch of outputs. So I can bring those in. I actually think I turned off 2 of them because I didn't need that many, so let's see what we can get. You can only do one at a time. You can't bring in like all four. Can't just do that. So I'm going to try one at a time. There she is. She's doing some preparation of some food there. Gosh, that's good. That looks really delicious. Let's go get another one. And that's one. And let's go to, well, let's just try that. Here you go. NDI. It's looking, it scans the network every time because NDI is a network device interface. It is on the network, so it has to go and find it. And hey, let's go get my tail air while we're at it. All right, so now let's do a multi-view, which is multi-views take processing, and I've got at least four of them going already. Let's do a 3-view with my NDI1, NDI2, NDI3. Done. And there we go. Look at that. I have 3 NDI. Well, you know, that center one is not not in a great location, but you can see my NDIs are playing. Let's say done. Usually in the preview like that, it gets a little stuttery, and it only works better when you go program. But these are playing good. At the same time, my USBs are going. At the same time, my main cameras are going. So we're doing pretty good at this point. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 cameras connected to the Ultra, and it is still going strong. So this is the point at which I tell you, I need your help. I need callers. I need people to join my YoloBox as remote guests. Here we go. We have guest 9. Hello. Let's wait. Let me put you up on the show here. There you are. You're going to see yourself 20 seconds behind. So there we go. You can wave. And then over here, oh, look at that. And Uriah, who was a guest on one of our conversation shows. He's here today. And that's a ceiling fan. That's a good test. You just keep it pointed at the fan. Let's see if we have anybody else. That's 3. I'm able to hold as many as 5 remote guests, and I'm not using any of the slots, so still have room for 2 more remote guests in my Ultra at the same time as everything else. Who will we have? Let's do a 3 views with, God, it's a lot of sources. 1, 2, and 3. Done. And there we go. Now we've got 3 of our remote guests all coming in here. There he is. He's waving. And we have room for 2 more. So if you see that QR code on the screen, yeah, there we go. Everybody wave. You are part of the show. Thank you for joining in. 4 wired cameras. And then here's, we have our wired cameras still holding true at 1080p 30. We have 3 USB cameras. And I did a dissolve. I want you to take note of that. I did a dissolve between A and B. Boop. There we go. Boop. I'm doing a dissolve. So at one point on the screen, there are 6 moving inputs. And then I'm going to come down here to my 3 NDIs, which are still playing. And then I'm going to come down here to my 3 remote guests. And, oh, look at that. The one, the only, the master of ceremonies, Carlos Phoenix is here. Actually, oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put my audio into, here you go. Now you can hear me directly through your remote guest connection, which is live and not delayed. So there we go. We have 4 cameras. We have 3 USBs. We have 3 NDIs. And so far we have 4 remote guests. I should have, I have 5 remote guests. Say hello to Mike Smith. Hello, IDJ Mike has got his interface going on there. Dun, dun, dun. I love that. Love the graphics you got going on there, man. And then Carlos is here. He's got his green screen. Unfortunately, his green screen off to the side, so it's not going to be very effective. Uriah is here. Guest 9 has, you should type your name in so we get to give you credit for joining the show. And so we've got the 4 remote guests, and one slot has opened up. I can enter the 3 views. I can write that. I can reselect screens. Oops. And there we go. Ha ha. I have crashed out of that show. Let's go back in and see if it can relink everything that was there. Boom, 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 boom. It is picked up the USBs and the wired cameras instantaneously. NDI, it's still, the one camera is yes. The NDI feed for the playback from vMix is not, so let's re-add those NDI, and I lost all my remote guests. So that is what we're testing for. We're looking for where the breaking point is. Let's try this. Let's try this. Let me take out my NDI, because that could be a networking thing. Let's take out the NDI, delete that, done. And I will leave this open for remote guests. So that's doing less over the network port on the YoloBox to see if we can get 5 remote guests. When I tried to reselect or reselect my inputs for the multi-view with 3 across, it bounced right out of the show. So, and that's really what today's show is about. Can we do 15? Can we do 16 remote? Can we do 16 connections on a YoloBox Ultra? Well, so far we were able to do 4 wired, 3 USB, 3 NDI, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 10 inputs. We had that. And then we had 4 more. We had 14 with the remote guests. And at that point, when I tried to reconnect one of the remote guests or rearrange, the show quit out. Honestly, though, trying to connect 14 sources to an Android tablet is beyond what I thought we would be able to do. I need to return on allow participants to join. That was on me. And Carlos Phoenix is there, Mike Smith is there, and you know what we're going to do? We're going to do a side-by-side with Carlos and Mike because they are awesome. There we go. And it should, like normally when I bring you up, oh yes, this is something that they're working on. If I bring Carlos up individually, super clean. Oh, I probably got to do the audio again. There we go. I had to redo the audio because you lose all that when the show quits. When you bring Carlos up individually, Carlos looks awesome. And you bring Mike up individually, his feed looks awesome. But when you put him on the screen at the side by same time, Carlos looks a little pixelated. And yeah, DJ Mike looks a little pixelated too. But that is something that YOLO is aware of. I've seen it mentioned in the forums, and they are going to probably, fix whatever bug that is that's not grabbing the full feed when you do a multi-view. Any thoughts on no other guests yet? Any thoughts on either YoloBox service bonding over LiveView LRT service pricing? No thoughts on pricing. Pricing's on you. If you want to pay it, you pay it. Thoughts on the service? It's very convenient to have it built into the YoloBox as opposed to a separate device. Although some people like to divide tasks. Some people like to say, let me do the streaming over here with the bonding. Let me do the switching over here. And it separates those tasks, makes them a little easier. So we still have, oh, no, it bounced out again. And I didn't touch anything. So it seems like even without NDI, the Ultra is still working hard on the remote guests because I wasn't even touching it, and it bounced that thing right out. And let me come down here, do the audio thing again, and do the remote guests. Come back over here, let them in. Oh, look at that. Okay, that is actually a very cool feature, which you could see down here. As soon as I turned on the allow participants to join, all the people that were in the room are still in the room. So it's not necessarily connected directly to my YoloBox Ultra. If I leave the room, it doesn't terminate the room. The room is still there. And hey, say hello to Ben. There's Ben up on the screen. He should be able to hear me through his connection. Nice background you got there. I like that. I got to decorate my office like that too. So we did see that the Ultra gets to the point where the remote guest capability seems to be the most challenging thing. Let's do a 3 across with you guys. 1, and we'll do 1, 2, 3. Done. There you go. Interestingly, Uriah and Ben look great here. Done. Bring that up. Nope, but you're pixelated there. That is weird. It looked perfectly fine when I was in preview mode, but then when I went to the actual show, nope, not so much. But of course, if I go directly to any of these feeds, they are going to clear up and look great. And again, I'm being super nasty to my YoloBox by saying, you know what? I want to do dissolves all the time. So here's my 3 views from the remote guests, and I'm going to do 3 views from my main cameras. Let's do that one, and a USB camera. Done. And say done. And then I do a dissolve. So at one point, there are 6 cameras on the screen as it dissolves between these two. And it's able to, I am impressed. It's doing it very reliably. Do I have any overlays to put on? I don't really. Let's do one overlay. Boo, 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 boo. You guys, I thank you very much for giving of your time and your sources. I think we have conclusively gotten to the point where we basically we can get to the threshold of 15 cameras, but then I haven't put a bunch of overlays on this. I have not put, I'm also not recording. Hey, let's do a record. I don't know. So we're streaming, we're recording, and I've got all these inputs going, and you 3 guys look marvelous, and and we are definitely pushing the boundaries. Oh, yeah, there you go. He's watching it on the big screen there. But there we go. If I go directly to a source, the source looks great. I'll take this out now. There, go away. And you look great. I don't know what camera you're using, but that looks super clear. And I still have my USB-C, my USB-C, and my USB, and my HDMI, and my HDMI, and my HDMI, and my HDMI, and my NDI2 was automatically picked back up again. My NDI1 I'm going to throw away. Done. There's NDI1 right there. And then we're going to bring in NDI2. She's washing her hands. That is coming over. That's playback from vMix on another machine. And there we go. Here's another version behind the scenes of that show that I worked on. And we are, yeah. So let me take this. Come here. Turn that off. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and the rest would be remote guests. So I've got 13 inputs going, and I'm going to go between 3 views 1 and dissolve to 3 views 2, dissolve back to 3 views. Oh, there was a little flash there. But hey, you know, this is quite the stress test of the YoloBox Ultra. And thank you guys for being part of that test. I was very dependent on people calling in to execute the remote guest portion of the test because I don't have 5 cameras that I can call into in the middle of the show. So I don't have that capability. So thank you very much for jumping in there and helping me out with that. Again, I'm doing 1080p 30. Your results will differ if you're trying to do a 4K capture, because that is going to be a lot more resources. Your results may be different if you're trying to do 4K or 1080p 60, because I'm only doing, as you can see right over there, 30 frames a second. I'm recording, I'm streaming, and there's my camera inputs, and they are going. My program out is 60 frames per second because I'm in NTSC land, but I am very impressed with what I have been able to do. I'm also not using the USB-C out to go into a laptop or anything like that, which is additional CPU processing. And like I says, I don't have a whole lot of titles to put up over top of this thing. I could, you know, create a bunch real fast. And that is one of the key things when doing your testing. Try and figure out what is going to make it crash. Where is the breaking point? Because right now it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 titles. One of them is a web URL overlay, and I'm still able to do my 3 cameras, and I've got my NDI going. I got my other NDI going. The other NDI is still going. So I've got a lot of network stuff going on. I've got my USB cameras, and this, I would say, is really good proof of the pudding with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 titles. And let's go to my 3 across. Here we go, 3 across with 8 titles. So yeah, I'm going to say, stress test wise, you are looking at something that is going to take a bit of abuse here and be able to deliver, unless you hit those little nuanced things, that just those little bugs that have not been ironed out yet, like the quality of the remote guest video feed when in a multi-view. We are seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 graphics with a crawl, not much of a crawl, and a web overlay in there, and 3 camera inputs, as well as you can see over here, I've got USB-C inputs being decoded in preview. I've got NDI inputs being decoded over there. So, and it's doing all of this, and as I let it go, it's just going. Now, I haven't been doing this show for 4 hours. If you have a 4-hour show, you're going to need to test for 4 hours or 8 hours to make sure that it's going to deliver what you need it to deliver. Always test. And I'm going to echo, as others have said, test, test, test. That is a key factor to making sure that your shows are going to be as reliable as they need to be. But I do thank you all for being here. Once again, my name is Anthony Barocas. I am the Stream Tech Gearhead. If you're watching this on any platform, Stream Tech on YouTube is where you will find the great content. It's right here at Stream Technology on YouTube. We also have a Facebook group called Stream Technology, and I encourage you all to who are watching to join the Facebook group, because Facebook says it's too new. Even though it's over a month old, it says it's too new and I can't stream to it. So maybe if I have more people like and join the group or like the page, then I'll be able to stream to it. If you need someone to do streaming for you or to test things, I am at stream4.us. And I also write for streamingmedia.com, streaming media producer, where you too can sign up for weekly newsletters to get the latest information. Go to the YouTube channel, the Stream Tech YouTube channel, and subscribe. I only have 675 subscribers. I'll stand here and watch to see if you can make a change. Not changing yet. Nope, I'm waiting. And another really great thing that would help me out, if you're still watching the show, find something you like, and then go over there and feel free to share it. Because if you share the video to your social media, it can reach people that I can't reach. And as I'm trying to grow the channel from 0 subscribers, additional reach, additional exposure is something that helps me out tremendously. So with that, I am going to say thank you all for being here. Subscribe, like, share. Do me a solid. Thank you. And I will look forward to seeing you all next week. Thank you.